Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday night, so it is time to get back into it. We're talking all things The Witcher Season 3, Episode 4, and just like the thumbnail says, where the hell is this season going? We're going to talk about it. We're going to try to figure it out. We got the whole crew with us tonight. What's up? We got Yennefer's real date to the... Oh, what's happening, fandom? Where are we going today?
Yo, what is good, DJ? That's Conclave, unless I misspelled it. God damn it.
No, you got it. I was just looking up, started laughing. He's like, are you going to get all dressed up in the nines like Geralt and get your little silver top on and be have your little silver tux going old school style?
Of course, I will be dressed up next week because I am the true date to the Conclave with Yennefer. Get the hell out of here, Yarrow.
I'm telling you, they were. Can we just keep Yennefer in that dress for the rest of the season? Because they were just looking dapper. Oh, they're looking tight.
Approved. I approve that message.
Oh, and the one approving it is, of course, A.K. Yuri of Zentria. What's good?
What is going on, my brothers? I'm happy to be here. I like the tinfoil spinning, so I'll put my tinfoil hat on for this one to try to hopefully keep my hopes up for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. And it sounds like the tinfoil y'all have going might be just the thing to save this episode for me, because I was like, what is happening? Where are we going? Oh, and the other one's coming down to help us figure it all out tonight from all the way across the pond. It's just John. What's good, brother?
Oh, you have to do me like I'm the smart one. Goddamn. I was Googling Conclave to see if he did spell it right. He did.
Oh, he's always putting himself on as Yennefer's side piece. I was like, I love it. That's what had me cracking up, by the way.
What's good, DJ?
Oh, you ready to talk about The Witcher tonight?
No.
He said no.
I don't know. Wait, let me reverse back and someone else can walk in the same room and say no again. Then you can see them doing that 3 times, 4 times, 5 times and see the same scene. Just like this episode.
Exactly. It seems like we're going and going. And we're going to try to figure it out. But I was like, which direction are we trying to go? Like, I don't know. I felt like this wasn't so much a filler episode as it was a setup episode. Like, they were trying to set up the whole second half of the season with this one, kind of. But we're going to talk about it. The Witcher Season 3, Episode 4. This one's called The Invitation. And, yeah, man, it certainly wasn't the most exciting episode of the season. I don't know. How'd you feel about it as a whole, fandom?
It seems like they knew that Netflix was going to do this as a 2-parter season. Like, what is it? Episodes, 1 to 5 was the first half. Then the second half was going to be the 3-parter. So they mainly like focus on like the first half of the season being nothing but setup episodes. And then hopefully when they got the second part, it was going to be action, answers, all that stuff. That's what I'm finger crossing. If not, so far, of the 3 seasons, Season 3 is the weakest, and that's sad because it's like the last season we're gonna get Henry Cavill as Geralt. So
yeah, that's not good at all. And I never looked ahead, so I don't know. Is that how they did it? Did they drop the first 5 episodes and then brought in the last 3? They didn't do 4 and 4.
I know they dropped the first 5. I haven't looked at what was just put out.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, I thought they went 4 and 4. I never looked ahead, so I had no idea. So they did put out 5 episodes and then save the last 3. That's kind of weird.
It's a Netflix trend, DJ. You get used to it.
It's like, wow, yeah, it's weird that's not just right down the middle. Not a lot of payoffs, but a lot happened this episode. I mean, yeah, like I said, I don't think it was a filler episode so much as like a just setup episode for what's to come. So we'll see if it pays it off. But this week opens in the middle of a Kahir nightmare, and it seems to be like he's chasing Ciri across the continent, and in the end, it almost seemed like Ciri will kill him. You think that's how this story is going to end, AK? Or how his story will end? Anyway?
Say that one more time.
Kahir, we opened up with Kahir in a nightmare, and it looked like he was chasing Ciri across the continent, and then in the end of that, right before he got woke up, it kind of looked like Ciri killed him. So, I mean, are they saying that that's going to be his ending? Is Ciri going to end up killing him in the end?
That's possible. He's kind of, bringing that prophecy, I guess, maybe premonition, to actual fruition, because this is his main target. His main goal right now is going after her. So maybe he's seeing that death, but it seems like it's changed though, because he was saying before that he thought Ciri wanted to find him, or wanted him to find her.
Like it's his
death. Well, yeah. So why now does it seem like he's dreaming of his death?
And while dreaming, it looked like the younger Siri wasn't even Siri. Was like that him acknowledging that he knows about the other fake Siris being taken, or was that actually just the younger Siri? Did I get that mixed up, John? Like, do you remember that? It looked like when he was dreaming, like that younger Siri was one of the fake Siris.
Well, was it the same actress as the fake Siri? I thought it was Siri. Like I thought it was the legit Siri, just on reflection.
Maybe it was.
I'll have to check that. See, you could be onto something there. That could be a future president. But on that, I think it's. I can't say it's guilt because I haven't really seen that from him. He looks like he cares, and then he just starts stabbing people. So it's hard. His actions definitely speak louder than his words. I think, it'd be right that Siri does kill him. To be honest with you, he did kind of take fucking everything from her. Like the family went in, killed him, chased. Do you know what I mean? I think rightfully so. Like, hopefully that's a prophecy. I like Kahir. I like the name, but he does deserve to get it.
He's got one coming. Yeah, Jake, it looked like Siri puked blood, but that was just his last dream. Do you remember that? When Galadin was coming and he was on the ground and the soldier was about to kill him, and then Galadin came and stabbed that soldier and he puked the blood, but he was seeing that soldier as Siri. So I think that's all that scene was. And that, again, that was just him showing Siri that I think their meeting is going to be bloody in some kind of way when it does come down to it.
Ooh, that's a good pickup.
The White Flame wakes Kahir, telling him that he has an assignment for him. And was it just me, or did Kahir kind of seem like a little too asking too many questions, AK? For one that just earned their way back into the circle of trust, like, he was kind of...
Everything is sus. Everything is sus in this episode.
I
almost feel like we can't really fully explain anything because it seemed like just a bunch of things shined up to look similar. Like a lot of it feels disjointed, and I say it seems sus because folks are not moving the way we've seen them move previously. So I think that's throwing my whole game off with looking at how everything is right now.
Or I was wondering, like, was killing Galadin like maybe Kahir's breaking point of realizing that maybe the White Flame isn't all he's cracked up to be and all that he thought he was, fandom?
Hell no, this man is devoted.
He's devoted. He's ride or die to the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's crazy. I don't know. He kind of looked like he's having some questions. Like I said, I think that fractured him a little bit. I think that was them showing him in the mirror being fractured by that. Just he knew he did the wrong thing there. Like that, he shouldn't have done that. That's the White Flame off on him.
I think it could have also been. It was like Fringilla that he told him to kill. Then it would have been different. I've been like, okay, maybe he probably would like sway a little bit more. But this was like an old friend. So yeah.
What were you gonna say, John?
Yeah.
No, man. I'm listening. AK has something to say. There.
Oh, that was AK.
I think I did, but I lost it. Go ahead.
What's that? Oh, you've seen the next episode?
No, I said I forgot what I was going to say that quick.
Yennefer talking to the Conclave, talking about like we need to be our best selves for the Brotherhood, and this was like the weakest third grade pep talk I have ever heard. Like, yes, we tried this exact thing before, but this time will be different because this time we'll be our best selves. I was like, get the fuck out of bullshit.
What the fuck is that speech?
Oh my god, again, like have the writers just given up on the Yennefer plotline this episode? Like, just limp it past the finish line and we'll just get to the second half of the season? Like, what the hell?
He's waiting on your man Dagmar to come in from behind and crack her in the back of the head like he did Theon in Game of Thrones. Remember after he finishes talking, just doof.
Something, yeah, just finish it and shock me, do something because that was pathetic. I was like, give me what is that? Like, this is how she's gonna win her way back in? Like, just stop it.
Yeah, it was corny of corny.
Very corny. She's more clever than that.
Everything.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody is a damn squirrel. I figured it out.
I've heard that this season is a bit off the rails from the video game. I don't know anything about the game or the book or anything like that. But is that why the writers are struggling so hard? Like there's just no original material left and they have to try to come up with it from scratch? I mean, what do you think about that, John? Have you heard anything? Or do you know, is it different from what the games that you know of?
After the show, they kind of pick up after the show. The books are this is going off the books, which would be the origin of it, and that's way different, mate. Like it's not completely different round, but it's way different what they've done with certain characters. Like, if there's anyone specific you want to ask about, because I don't want to get your stream lasting 3 hours or something. Do you know what I mean?
But I mean, so they're not. they're wavering quite a bit, but I mean, some storylines are kind of sticking to the book or the game.
Yeah, the base core is always in order. It would be Geralt, then Ciri, then Yennefer, like that'd be, and then Jaskier. Do you know what I mean? And then the rest kind of follows around. And you know, in that sense, in this, I don't know, like the amount of screen time that some people are getting kind of baffles me. I like the actress of Philippa who's with Dijkstra, but just the screen time of some of them, even Dijkstra on for as long as he is. I like them together, but I'm saying is somebody done a minute test on it from season 3 with the first half, and I can't think the elf character. Yeah, you know Gar Elf. He actually has
Galligan?
more screen time than Francesca, which is the elf queen about to go to war. I'm like, how the fuck is going on here? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think who they're placing on the camera to get the plots moving is a really big falter this season. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're putting the minor characters forward, and then the major characters are just coming out with a storyline, and you're just like, wait, what the fuck? Like, where's this? I think that's what the problem is.
What's up, Peter Griffin? I see you out there with Jay Cruz holding it down in the chat. Welcome. Oh man, yeah, they did not do Yasker or Yennefer any favors in this episode, really.
Who cares about Yaska now?
I have issues. I have issues with that hair. That's all I say. It just.
Yeah, he is looking a little something else.
He looked better in season 1.
So of course, yeah.
Sorry, DJ.
No,
season 2, Yasker. Sorry, dude. That's some serious shit. Sorry. Talking about Jay.
So at the meeting, of course, the two grumpy old curmudgeons are complaining about Yen being back, and right out of the gate, they're just getting it. But I mean, are they really wrong? Like, Yennefer almost got their whole organization hemmed up, and everybody's just so quick to forgive her and move on. Like, I kind of think they have a right to be worried, don't they, Phantom?
No, this is just the whole. She's a freaking has that elvish blood with her, so you got freaking Scraggleboard being prejudiced majority of the time.
He's a prick.
Anything that comes out of freaking Yennefer's mouth, he's just saying, just eye rolling, saying, "Oh my gosh, she's." What is it? The term you keep on using every single time? It's like spoke.
I think it means like united something or stand firm together or something or other.
But it was Artuza Artorius or whatever. It was him that started up right out of the gate talking that smack. Calling her names and shit, calling her, saying she's.
And of course, he agreed because he's prejudiced towards like friggin' elvish blood.
He was definitely quick to agree. Yeah, he's not a fan at all. But I mean, like I said, don't they have a right to be wary, AK? I mean, this girl almost got their whole organization canceled.
Almost. And I feel like, taking into context of what she was doing, trying to run, and I don't know. It could go either way, but the reply was petty. That's basically all it is. Like that chick, I feel like she wins the Olenna Award for pettiness and nonsense.
Who's that?
Wait, if I'm thinking about the right person, am I thinking about the right person?
What girl was being petty though?
The girl that's working close with
Triss.
What's her name? No, not Triss. Triss is the redhead, right?
Right, the girl that was with Triss, though.
The light-skinned girl with the cool afro.
Oh,
is that who we're talking about?
Philippa, yeah, that's Philippa and Dijkstra. No, I was talking about how the old men are just so wary to be, like, they're kind of capping on Yen being back, and Yen's trying to unite everybody and have them be their best selves, and they're just instantly like, why is she here again?
That's right.
She's just
it's the old English Parliament. Bunch of old dudes are harumphing all over the place because their way of life is ceasing to exist very slowly.
But I just think they had a right to. Like, this woman almost got every one of them, like, ousted.
It's a concern. But she's here now.
Back into the fold because she said, we'll be better this time.
Do you think they actually did that, though, or were they just keeping up appearances?
Oh, of course not. So back out in the woods, Carol tells Ciri that many think her powers is the key to traveling through monoliths. And is that the last time they did it, she left the door open for the sectors to roll back through. So I don't know. He also could tell pretty quick that something was up between him and Yennefer because Daddy always knows. And Ciri's like, yeah, I said some things to her that I regret. And Geralt was just instantly like, she'll forgive you, get over it. Like, we're going to Artuza. Like, my man he is so black and white.
Where was the lie, though?
What's that?
No, with
She just
how
said he was telling
Geralt
the truth,
reacted, like he was dismissive and said, "I'll she'll forgive you. Let's go. We got this bigger thing to think about." That's an appropriate response.
Yeah, it's like the facts are the facts, no matter how direct. It's kind of like, well, he kind of laid it. He's very blunt, to say the
That's what I was
least.
gonna say.
Yep.
Yeah. The Bluntskins of Blaviken. No, that was shite. Never mind.
Yeah,
Forget,
brutally
delete that.
honest.
Just like, yeah, you'll get over it. Let's go. Like, I don't know. That was just kind of funny to me.
Can I ask you, DJ, what happened with the monsters? Yeah, you know, you brought that up just there. The monsters in the monolith. Can anyone actually answer me this now that DJ said it? They kind of went out, wasn't it, in season 2 to show a
4
thing?
episodes, and we've only seen what, maybe 2?
They went out the window with the budget.
Yeah. But what happened with the stronger monsters? Do you remember, they done, the Lichen, right? But that was a super powered Lichen. Like, that wasn't a normal Lichen.
Mm-hmm.
That's why your man Eskiel got infected, because it was a different type, it was a different type of Lichen. It was a super strong one from a different world. Did you just delete that storyline, or did any of you see anything to do with super empowered monsters kind of still roaming? Because I'm sure more of them kind of got through. We just didn't see them. Is that storyline just dead? Where can we forget that?
I forgot the budget this season, John. That's the only thing I can say about that. But yeah, you're right about that. We've barely seen that much monsters, really.
Yeah, this is out the window with the budget. I just say that the wild hunt that's come through killed all the monsters because it's going to be their season and they want all eyes on them.
No, Geralt hit
it kind of it almost unintentionally gives weight to the theory that we're all talking about before, that wizard that we saw disappear through the looking glass, so to speak.
Maybe he took him out.
Things are going down and he might be the puppet master.
I'm liking how AK is waiting for that reveal of that theory. I'm interested. Sorry, I just thought I'd ask you about that monster stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. It's like they're dropping stuff all over the place. Like you seem like you're running out of ideas, and yet you have all these other storylines that you just dropped. Like, did you forget about what happened in past seasons? Like, did you forget what you wrote?
I hope they're not pulling a Dan and Dave.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they're like
get it rushed because you got a bit critiqued, is it?
They've already checked out. Yeah, that's crazy. And again, the pep talks are just so weak this episode. Like, maybe if you truly embrace who you are and your power, you'll be able to you wish. Like, that's just it. Oh, all this time, all I had to do was truly embrace it. Then it would just all come to me, no problem. Like,
it's terrible.
Oh, it's so absurd. This is not Geralt, man.
Beyond ridiculous.
It's so dumb.
I never thought of that. Like, maybe it was just that easy and just right. And these writers want more money, is what I'm talking about. Like, what? Come on now. What are you doing?
EJ's the positive one of us lot, man. Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're making me laugh. You're making me fucking laugh.
It kills me. I don't get it. I just don't get it. What the hell, man? And but speaking of jokes, at least Geralt told a funny one, like telling Ciri to be sure to close doors behind her from now on, or not to leave portals open. Like the little dry humor in that actually made me laugh out loud. I thought that was kind of funny. Oh, Geralt getting a sense of humor. What is going on? But once
Geralt's known for that, actually, DJ. Sorry, from that's actually a big part of his characters. Absolute dry, you know what I mean? Sorry, you can continue. Just to add to that's actually a big part of his character, is how kind of sarky little fucker is.
And his grunts. Those two together pretty much sum up 90%.
Iconic.
He says that, and that's like the only order he gives in 6 months. Doesn't say not anything. He's walking around like medieval. What's his name from MCU? Damn it.
Oh, but what she's thinking, once alone, Tessia tells Yennefer that she can stop the act. They already agreed to the conclave. So was Yen really acting? Like, is it all about keeping Ciri safe? Or does Yennefer maybe have some ulterior motives, fandom?
Of course. It's all about keeping Ciri safe. She's literally heading towards there. Like, everybody knows that she's literally the one with the freaking power with this whole monolith thing. You're gonna lead her literally to the lion's den. Make sure everyone is on the same page. But hell, we all know what's gonna happen when she gets there.
Oh, it's gonna be a problem. Do you think Yennefer has some ulterior motives that we're gonna find out about later?
No.
You don't think so?
Why not both?
Oh,
I think she truly is caring about Ciri.
Oh, 100%. She's not just.
But
laying
there's
down.
always something extra with her.
Yeah, 100%.
For good or bad, we're gonna have to see.
I think her motive there is if I can get her in, if I can get them on side with me, I can kind of have protection for Siri with this. Even though she knows they all have motives, hence the shit act. She's like, they see right through me, so I'm not even going to try. That's why I think it was a shite speech, but I'd probably give them credit that they don't deserve. I was kind of like, there's nothing I can say to convince this, so I'll just say it anyways, because I have to. But realistically, I think she really just wants Tizzy on sidebar, like a little sorry, can you just put, she is my crush of this whole show. She's just a gorgeous woman. But I think she wants her on sidebar, like to mother her like she did with Siri. I think she only cares about her. She's saying it to the Brotherhood and everybody else, but realistically, she's just saying it to her. So when Tiz kind of calls her out on it, I think she's kind of just happy to be like, that her motive is her the whole time. Like, it's like, please look after Siri with me.
Yeah. Did you see what Jake Cruz wrote in the chat? The monsters were only shown there to show Siri the monolith to release the witch, which she did. So maybe that's why they're not out anymore. Like they pretty much did their job.
Oh yeah, because she did fix that last.
Did
she fix that last one, or did she destroy it?
That's pretty good. Either way, I mean, that would explain why the monsters are gone or not coming back. They basically, those super monsters just came to get Siri. And none of them were really going to hurt Siri. They were kind of almost her protection just to bring her back. So that was a good pickup. Absolutely.
True. Yeah.
Is it time to embrace? No, I like how these guys are with me about the writing, though. Like, I'm not alone out there. Like, yeah, dude, bad writing. Write better, get paid more. That sounds good. It's like, come on.
I think it's because we have, like, not the B or the C class of writers. We have like the double A's.
Yeah, but not
because of how ridiculous these things they're putting out.
This shit was done a long time ago. Like this has been done before the strike went on. So it's like, what's that?
Yeah.
What is their excuse? Now I heard there were some rewrites with Secret Invasion, whatever. We didn't even talk about that. But yeah, with this has been done. Like,
DJ, what speech would you give to the conclave? You're Yennefer, you know they're writing my shit. Like I believe you can do a better speech. Like you're in front of the conclave there. What would you say?
Yeah, you just get more humble. Don't be up there trying to like, oh, we're just gonna do that. Like rah rah rah, sis boom ba, let's go. Like, hey, I know I fucked up. I am the you have no reason to trust me right now. I get that. But this was coming to an end. This is way too serious, and we have seriously got to bond together, crush our bullshit, and make this happen, or everybody dies. So we have got to, and just, you know what I mean? Just drop it. Like, let them know how serious, where you're at. Be humble. Look them in the eye and say, hey, I get it, but we've got to move on and do better. And then you can talk about how to do better.
I wouldn't be humble. I'd be direct. Like, see this little blonde bitch? Well, like, obviously, if you let me say that, she'll fuck all of yous up. That's why yous all want her. That's why everybody wants her. And if you touch me, she will fuck you up. So now you can give them the real. Do you know what I mean? We either band together or get fucked. Like, I have Siri on my side. What are you going to do about it?
Right? Like, okay, I know you guys are all powerful. You guys all have your way. But me, this little blonde girl, and my woman Tess over here are the three strongest on the planet. Get in line or get fucked up. Because we got
pretty much in the magical. But there is another. It's like as strong. Like there is another that is as strong as to throw out.
What's up? What's up, AK?
The fuck was I about to say?
I know it cuts out. That happens to me all the time. But then Trish comes running to tell Tessia another novice has gone missing, and Tessia didn't seem to care one way or another. Like, even hearing that there was blood left behind, when Trish asked, like, what if she's hurt? Tessia just replied, then you need less clumsy novices. Like, what? Like, are we going to find out that it's actually Tessia behind snatching these girls up?
Exactly, DJ. This is the episode where I was like, okay, so I guess it's not freaking Stragobor. That this whole time they've been leading us to Stragobor when it could be Tessia and her freaking dude that she's been shacking up with. I was like, damn.
Leave my Tessia alone, man. The fuck is wrong?
Free Tessia, man. Everyone's a scroll.
Because even I'm just like, nah, this is almost like Dumbledore here. Every freaking year, something goes wrong. These parents don't say nothing to Dumbledore. And now, the same thing with Tessia here. Children disappear left and right. Dumbledore. And what the hell? The only thing I'm like, wait a minute. She allowed Yennefer to, like, not be, a test subject throughout these years. Because remember, she has elvish blood. But maybe she just, like, grew soft and actually a mother towards Yennefer. So maybe that's just like the only one that she like let go. And also now is kind of like good for her, because now if people want to investigate, they'd be like, wait a minute, she allowed Yennefer to like go. So that's good on them.
I feel like I'm in the Stannis paradox all over again. Do you know what I mean? He's fucking me born children, and I have to defend them. Like, this is bullshit, man.
Yeah, that is crazy. And why was Tessia so dismissive about it? Why was there's blood left behind, and we need less clumsy not like just didn't even think twice about maybe she was hurt. Just didn't care one bit. Like, why was she so standoffish like that, John?
Well, if you look at it, like we've just been seeing it from like the likes of Yen and Geralt's point of view, you get a bit of like Tessia when the plot needs it. Like if you kind of see it from her point of view, which nobody is doing, looking at you, Mr. Conclave over there. Like imagine being in her shoes. Like Yen just kind of came in, fucked her whole shit up, and the next time you see each other, do me a favor. And now she's in front of the Brotherhood, which she's trying to like keep good terms with, and then just comes in and gives that shit speech. She's kind of like Yen's just a walking bulldozer here. I don't think she was it came off less empathetic, obviously, but I mean, I think she's just so angry at Yen, like where it's not like she doesn't give a fuck about what happened. It's just I have beef with you. Do you know right now? I think it's just anger at the end. Like it's just that's numero uno. And I'm with her. Team Kiss.
I mean, she's true. She is cold to the girls, and she knows like the ones who are weak are just going to be turned into eels, and so maybe that's how she stays standoffish. But to just not care at all about them getting kidnapped and then blood, like being hurt and kidnapped, like she seems like she should be a little more worried than that, and she's just not. She doesn't seem to care.
I'll concede that.
I think I called it. I don't think Struggle is the one doing this to these girls, and I think it's going to end up being Tessia and maybe Vilga. Either Vilgefortz knows she's doing it and is going to bust her in the end, or it's both of them working together. But I definitely think Tessia is the one doing these experiments on girls, and she's acting like everybody thinks that she's always there for Yennefer, but I think she's done with Yennefer's bullshit, and she might be coming for Yennefer in the end because she's got bigger aspirations to rule the whole continent.
I suppose anything is possible at this point in time. So I wouldn't say I would see Tessia being the one to do all this behind the scenes. Now there's a genuine caring there, I think, for Yennefer. And if it's a double cross situation, I think that's going to be a bit lazy in the writing. So I really don't like how that would factor in. But if it does, I wouldn't be surprised.
So, what do you think, fandom? Do you think that Vilgefortz knows? Do you think Tessia's love knows? Like, he gave Tess that bracelet saying that it's protection, but what if it's not to protect her, but like the novices from her? Or what if it's like a tracking device to always know where she's at?
Yeah, it's pretty much like his plan, and then she's pretty much like the accomplice.
So you think those
That's
two
how
are
I see it. Yeah, like she's not fully part of it, but she's like, she probably sees like the full picture of it.
Her name is fucking Tessia, not fucking Toywin Nissia, whatever the fuck, man.
What do you think about that, AK?
Yeah, I see notes of both. I see notes of both. Honestly, it could go either way. I really don't think she would give up the whole order or seek to have them restricted in any way. And I don't think it's just a power thing for her. I believe she genuinely cares, so she's not going to go through all this just to, I guess, I don't know, maybe to be the one to kidnap Ciri. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. So I'm not articulating that very well, but there's extra foot and I don't know what it is. So all of the puzzle pieces are blank in my brain right now.
And speaking of puzzle pieces, Trish realizes that there's something in common with all the girls that have gone missing. They all have elven blood. And you know who else has elven blood, of course, is Ciri. So is someone practicing on those girls so they can put an evil spell on Ciri when they run into her? Like, it almost seems like...
They are also, I think that Yennefer would be on that list too. So perhaps it could be a manipulation. Then Yennefer doesn't see that right now.
Like Istrid seemed to be thinking along those lines as well, like asking what if someone else was working on a spell to vanish those girls for good.
Yeah.
Well, Yen is elven blood as well, so why is nothing happening home?
Well, I mean,
yeah,
they
never
would
mind.
in the
Actually,
end.
she's open.
In the end, they would be doing that to her as well. So I mean, they might be coming for all elves, just wanting to vanish everybody with elven blood off the planet or off the continent. So yeah, I mean, they could be going for big stakes. So Geralt asked Jaskier why he's not on the boat yet, and he replied, "The ferrymen won't voyage across the sea, for there will be a monster under the waves, and yeah, we know we got a CGI fight coming. Here comes the budget." While waiting across, the ferryman tells them that he saw the wild hunt with his own eyes, proving that Ciri hadn't just eaten some bad mushrooms, like they actually did right out of the sky and come after her. And speaking of coming after her, the Bard sees some fellow musicians will be joining him on the trip. Enter the comic relief. How happy were you at this point, fandom?
Great that he got some rivals that are better than him. Talking about, oh, me and my wife are great fans, half price. What? Glorious.
Oh, that ate him up so bad.
The shade read his ass for filth.
Amazing.
And also, how much of fucking diva are these guys? Like they have theme music while they're walking.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Like, what the fuck?
Doing high kicks the whole way. I was loving it.
The whole damn way, and it gets even worse once they get on the boat.
Oh, the lead singer even big time Jaskier. Jaskier tries to say hello, and he just totally leaves him hanging when he tried to shake his hand. I'm like,
fuck out of my face, peasant!
Right?
How dare you?
Oh, the jealousy and pettiness was real. I was loving it. Oh, but back out at Artusa, Vilgefortz asked Yen like what her true agenda was. He's also the one who told Yen about the camouflage portals and how safe they were. So is he the one that tried to take Yen out?
It's a good pickup because he did show a little bit of a move there, didn't he? Like to actually acknowledge them portals like to our face, but that'd be very stupid, wouldn't it?
I think so, but I mean, he's the one who was saying how camouflage they were and how safe they were, and let's go, they're ready, and then all of a sudden they're all goofed up and messed up. Like that's kind of crazy. But again, the writing with Vilgefortz telling Yen like every time you come, you leave a mess for Tess to clean up. If you have evil intentions, you tell me now. Like, oh geez, you got me. I was gonna do all kinds of evil shit, but since you asked, like, I guess
I was about to like put something through our eyeball, but I guess since you cool and all, I'll let it slide.
Since you asked first, I guess I won't do any of that stuff.
Why, yeah.
I was just, are you kidding me with this? Like,
hilarious.
The writing was just atrocious in some of these parts. Like, please stop. But she was quick to tell him and like flip the script. Like he went from questioning her to being like, "Oh shucks," real quick. She had to give him like one compliment, and he was like, "Oh, you like me?" I'm like, oh my god,
you make her so happy.
It was the stepdaughter, giving the seal of approval for mom's new boyfriend. That's basically what it is, and he knew exactly what that was. He read the room correctly, and he showed the gratitude very easily on his face.
Skinny Khal Drogo looking puny motherfucker.
Vilgefortz is up to something since season 1, and he killed the guy on his side. We just don't know why yet. I forgot about him killing a guy.
Yeah, good catch there, Jake.
I know I need to go back and pick up some of the stuff that they're laying down and see if we figure out what's happening. Man, Ceci talked about killing Ciri at the end of the season. Well, everybody, I mean, Yennefer was going to kill Ciri to get her mad. Everybody was going to kill Ciri at some point. But,
have some of that, Jake. Yeah, have some of that.
So Dijkstra's plan seems to be working. He thinks soon all the northern kingdoms will be fighting at his behest. And is that like Dijkstra's ultimate goal, to be the true one in charge of the entire continent? Because a couple episodes he was talking about for the realm, for the kingdom, like it wasn't for him. But now it kind of seems like more he does want to be the one in charge. John, what do you think about that?
I think Dijkstra, for the record, even from book to show, Dijkstra, I like this the actor and even like how he's cast, to be honest with you, and how he plays. He's a positive actually of this show for me. I think his game is his king is an idiot, and Nilfgaard is coming from the south, and like the northern people are just very proud. It's like Game of Thrones all over again. Very proud. Think of it like the Daenerys thing where they're afraid of our dragons. Say that could be Nilfgaard. Now, completely different reasons. But say that could be Nilfgaard where they're not used to it and they're very like standoffy. I think Dijkstra has that. And the fact if you look where Redenia is on the map, like they're one of the actual mouthpieces into the north as well. So they have to be, and they've got a great, they're fortified brilliantly. So they have to be like at their top. So I think Dijkstra just cares about that. Numero uno is protect like not protect the North as a whole. He's not honourable in that sense. But I mean, we have to protect their keep because if Nilfgaard come through, we're one of the first places getting hit here. So I think that's his main thing. And his king is an idiot, unless I didn't say.
So he's just doing what he can with what he's got.
Yeah.
Oh, it seems serious. Witcher's game is on point these days. Like she can guess like what the underwater monster is by the time of season and the depth of the water. Like she was just getting it. Like it's funny how Ciri switches over to her Witcher skills to get away. Like that's her like release and just hobby to break from her day to day. Like let's just go kill some monsters. Like get it, Ciri. This girl is the real deal. Oh man, I have to
Seems
admit,
like her Witcher side is better than her like mage
Princess side?
side. Yeah,
or her
and
mage
princess
side.
as well.
Well, I mean, she likes to kill a monster. She likes the Witcher part more. I just think she's afraid of the mage side. She's afraid of her powers because she doesn't understand it and what they're, what she's really capable of. I think she's just afraid of that.
I agree with that.
I have to admit, I was kind of down with the petty back and forth between the bards, though. Again, like when they started talking about who got hired by a more important witch, I was just all for it. It was like one of the better parts.
And he just ramps up that energy throughout the episode until they're really into the Bermuda Triangle. And a damn ridiculous sea monster comes up. These fools are walking around purposely trying to get his attention.
But
why would you do that?
Yeah, but it doesn't know how to swim, so that guy needed to get got.
Yeah, what the hell do you mean it can't swim? It lives in the ocean.
I'm glad he got got first. I also like how like Yennefer snuck into the funeral to talk into Philippa, and they were like talking louder than the king, all kind of interrupting him while he's trying to send off his wife, being all rude. I don't know, I was kind of giggling during that too. The king kind of kept looking back. They're like, "Who is talking?" Like they just didn't give two shits. They have no respect.
Someone that don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they have no respect for this man. It was amazing. Dijkstra kept answering for Philippa though. Like, will she end up siding with Yen in the end and turn on him? What do you think, AK?
Wait, which one is this?
Philippa and Dijkstra, the two mages that are with that stupid king.
There is something weird with her. I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish the question.
No, I'm just asking. Do you think she's going to turn on the guy mage? Like he kept answering for her, like she's not going to go, or she has no intention of. It's like, wait a minute, can she not answer for herself? Why do you keep talking?
Yeah, you're right. I think she's a gamble right now. She seems to be in with Stregobor, but I don't know. I guess I don't see her switching to the Light Jedi side, so to speak, anytime soon.
Or maybe just
if this is a setup and she's coming in for it. I think
she might.
What were you saying?
I think she might switch it up on Dijkstra and end up just maybe side with Yen just for the ends for her own means, just so she ends up step higher and more powerful.
Do you think maybe her moves were planned also, and she even now is not really on his side? She's just playing the Black Ops undercover role.
Well, the way they're playing it is kind of like she's keeping both eyes open. Like she's starting to realize that something else is going on, and they're not 3 steps ahead of everybody like they think they are. So she seems to like be thinking about it. So I don't think she knows yet, but I think she's keeping both eyes open on all sides. A
very close eye on it. And I know. Yeah, definitely agree.
She's not as confident as Dijkstra is with them, having everything right where they want it. So yeah, I think she's going to end up in a better spot than him by the end of the season. How you feeling about Dijkstra fandom? What do you think? Are they going to fight by the end? Are they going to stay on each other's side? What's going to happen with those two?
No, it seems like going to stand by each other. Because how could you have the other like literally consensually like whip you like that and be okay with it? Nah, yeah, cool. Y'all down with each other.
they're down to the end. They're going to be all right. Oh, once again, Yennefer proves her prowess in politicking as she quickly outmaneuvers Dijkstra with his own king and just unraveled his plans real quick, turning like the deed that they did to his queen against him. Like, dude, you did this to the queen, killed her just so you could have control of your king, and she just came in and flipped it in an instant on you. Like using your own people against you, that was amazing. That was pretty tight. You like that one, John?
Yeah, it was well played. What happens with this show was, as you say, you get the end speech in the when she's giving it to the Brotherhood, and it's shy, and then you get this where she goes up against like a big character like Dijkstra and smokes him, like where it's like, when you're just about now, it's like right, I'm settling, and then they just do it now. It's like now I'm on edge. So I'm like, what do I do with it? Yeah, I thought it was good, and the Philippa thing you were talking about as well. That's an interesting one. I forgot about the whipping scene that David says. Like, that definitely shows a closeness. It's a good point. Is the Philippa thing? I would suggest from the books to keep an eye on the Philippa thing. The questions you are asking are right. Not that you are correct, but it is. She's an interesting character. Of like, she's like an octagon kind of. The amount of sides that's to her. Do you know what I mean? Is her on point.
These people have their own goals. Sometimes they may align, exactly, and that's why I think Philippa and Yennefer's goals are going to align, and they're going to be on the same side to outmaneuver Dijkstra, and Philippa's going to end up on top. She's like, I'm down with you, but the second you slip up and there's a way for me to get ahead, I'm going to do it. She just seems smart.
Look at the flowers.
Right.
That nonsense comes up, and they just say, "Look at the flowers."
Trying to keep
Which
up.
you'll get if you watch The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Let's have mice and men, no? George.
No.
That's
No,
right.
no,
Walking
Mice
Dead
and
took
Men
that. Yeah,
says the same thing. Yeah.
Walking Dead took that from.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Walking Dead took that of Mice and Men.
From the classic. Oh, that's cool.
John Steinbeck, the classic.
I love the looks and side eyes that were going around after Yen flipped the script on old Dijkstra right there. Like, got her just sidestepping Dijkstra with ease and then walked by. Like, he was so heated right there.
You see how quick he moved over to make sure he did not miss a beat if she whispered. Are you freaking asshole, bro? Just go sit in a corner somewhere and think about your life choices, please.
But Yen was quick, like Tessia said. Like, you are good at this politicking thing, which you need to be in the end if you want to rule it all. Oh man, can we talk
any situation?
Can we talk about that song? Like, now I see why Jaskier is so popular. Like, if this is his stiffest competition, like, he's got smooth sailing everywhere he goes. He can just book himself. That was the worst singing I think I've ever heard in the show yet. Like, what was that crew doing on that boat? Why did they get hired for anything?
No, that was the future Backstreet Boys right there.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't say he can't sing. He can, but it's the presentation.
Just, the monotony bubblegum pop part of it all was just atrocious. Like, Jaskier's like, that was nice. It was so bad. Even Siri's trying to walk away from it, and they're just cornering her in.
And they try to trap her.
Oh, it was awful.
And that shows how stupid they are, because they were trying to get in on some type of assistance just so they could get the clout too. So what the hell is it? It's like wish her Twitter of her being ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it was too much. I don't know. So then we
strange call though, isn't it? Putting a doo-wop band in a kind of a dark fantasy story, like, it's like that'd be the last type of music you'd probably put in that type of scene. Like, I do think it was a crazy choice. I thought that was just way, not that you can't sing, but you know, that style of music, that's just so way out of
it was
the genre. Like.
It was the comic relief. Like, that's what it was. Then we saw where the budget for the entire episode went, as Ciri and Geralt fight the sea monster, and the CGI looked okay, but like the director left some shots in a Ciri that should have been cut out. Like, the CGI I added, like when she was on the ground flinching away and there was nothing there, is like, I think you forgot to cut that scene. It's like either add a monster or cut that scene, but like just to have her wriggling on the ground with nothing above her, that looked weird. I don't even know if you guys noticed that, but I was just watching it. Yeah, they missed that one.
I did not notice that.
Hey, any CGI better than CW CGI is top tier in my book. I don't care, DJ.
Like, the monster looked good.
I feel like you need to raise your stakes, sir.
Yeah, CGI the lowest bar you can go. But after slaying the beast, Ciri mentioned like the feel of Geralt's sword. She liked the feel of Geralt's sword. And will she end up with a new blade by the end of this season, AK?
Who end up with a new blade?
After talking about how much she liked Geralt's sword better and like the weight and it was better balanced and everything, he's like, yeah, it's a much finer sword. You think she's going to end up with a new blade by the end of the season?
I think so. I think that could happen because she's very, I don't know if adept is the right word, but she seems to just like move better with that. So it's probably a more balanced sword. So maybe that's what it's leading up to.
Yeah, Jake noticed that empty backwards crawl too. Ciri on the ground with no monster above her, but she's screaming like it's hovering right above her. That was funny. But yeah, definitely. I think she's going to end up with a new blade too. I think Geralt hooks her up by the end of the season with a better blade. Yen walks back through the portal only to find out that it was corrupted, and it almost walked her right off a cliff. And then she had to face fake Geralt. Like, who do we think did this to her? Like, who do you think it was, Phantom?
Which one call it Tessia or what's his name?
Vilgefortz.
Yep, there we go. Or it could be Sabrina, because literally when she came back from that portal, the way the camera was like panning at her, it was almost like she's the one who did it.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
And it's like, why else is she in there? Like, she's kind of weird. Like,
She's like, oh, you should be careful who people you trust. And then Sabrina was kind of like side-eyed and look, and she's like, oh yeah, and then she bounced.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, we all do. Like, yeah, that was just crazy. I'm on the Tessia one too. How about you, AK? Who do you think corrupted that portal?
I don't know. We haven't seen Tessia do a whole lot of portal manipulation, so I like the theory, but I don't know that it wouldn't necessarily fit the narrative of what we're about to see. I haven't seen any trailers for the next episode or anything, so I don't know if that would come into play. But if that's the case, and you guys are right, there is a whole lot to be discussed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. How about you, John? Who do you think corrupted that portal?
If it is Tizzy, I'm not coming on the next stream. I'll be in the typing. I'll be in the comments actually, just fucking ignoring you, man. Like a little pussy.
Like, oh, we're doing.
I think you've all made great points there on like who have we got, like who's the people we can put forward for. So Tizzy, you hateful people, we'll put her on the table then. You've Stregobor, you've Vilgefortz, because you brought up the point about the portal that he was talking about Yen with earlier. Who else have we got? Can the Fire Mage has the Fire Mage shown any ability? Has he always been teleported out, or have we seen anything with him being able to do that?
We've seen him jump in and out when he tried to come get Ciri when they were out at that old ruins where the old elf warrior queen died. He jumped in. Yeah. And Geralt went in and got him. So that's what I was thinking. If it wasn't Tessia, maybe it's that witch with the no mount.
Yeah. What's her name?
I'm still leaning towards the wizard that was trapped in that other dimension. Because we know... Yeah, with the Fire Mage, we know who he answers to directly. She's still there. So I want to know who her boss is.
Right, that's what we haven't figured out.
Because I think he's doing all the fractionary. Yeah.
That would be sick if it was him. I'd love that call. That'd be dope. So Yen, yeah, that was crazy. So Triss tells Yen that it was a bad idea to bring Ciri here. You need to be careful who you can trust. And then, like Phantom was saying, Sabrina gets up and says, yeah, don't we all? So is Sabrina going to be the one of the baddies by the end of this season? Like, is she going to be fighting with the good guys or the bad guys, Phantom? And we go dark.
Or the fandom?
He's like, he must have stepped away.
Hello?
All right, we'll let AK answer that one. Is she going to be
all right. Yeah. What? Repeat the question, please. Sorry.
Sabrina, is that witch going to be on the good side or the bad side of this? Is she going to be fighting for the good guys or bad guys by the end of the season? Which team is she on?
I think, like most of those witches, I think she's going to stay around to get whatever she can get, and then she's going to dip out once all the faction wars start, so to speak. And she's probably going to join the rebels because she doesn't seem like she takes any shit from nobody.
Hey, Jake makes a good point. Who's the good guys and bad guys on this show? I would go our heroes and our villains. And the heroes are obviously Ciri, Geralt, and Yennefer.
Yennefer.
Villains are anybody who's against their plot. Yeah, Jaskier. Jaskier is kind of a double agent, but he's definitely more team good guys.
Yeah, he saved all them elves in season 2, man. When you see what the humans did to the elves, he was all about that saving shit, man.
Yeah, exactly. He's always he tries to do what's right. So yeah, I'm Team Bard. I'm not the one on the stream who's against my man. Somebody else on the stream.
Oh, you're back, are you? You got asked the question there 10 seconds ago, Mr. Amazon.
Start talking about
delivery again, was it?
Start talking about the Bard, and all of a sudden he's right there. Like what?
Yeah, you're right in the front seat.
What was the question?
The petty, bro. The petty.
Oh, it's Sabrina.
And they're singing. You see how everybody tried to get away from them? no crew are up there, or at least there's very little probably in the nest up top to watch for stuff. But everyone else is gone, and they're actively trying to run from them. So they trap them in that little that side of the ship. And what did Yasker do? No, it wasn't Yasker. The lead singer. He just stands right in front of Yasker to pull attention from him.
Oh, of course.
The petty is very strong with that character. It makes me giggle, so I like it, but it still doesn't do much.
I'm surprised Monster didn't kill
nothing.
anyone in that scene.
Yeah, it seemed like he wasn't out to kill anybody. He was just kind of hanging out and doing his thing. I don't know why he had to jump on the boat, but yeah, he knocked a couple people around, but he didn't kill anybody. And that's why, and Geralt had just said, like, you only kill when you have to. Like, you only take a life if this is the last possible thing, like the only thing left. So this monster wasn't killing anybody. Just knock it back off the boat, let it know to stay off. Shoot off.
It's also
it's been attacking people though.
Yeah, but it has intelligence as well. Like he kind of so fast.
So it's been attacking people, and that trader on that merchant ship, they couldn't take the regular routes anymore because of that monster. So if you got a Witcher on board, then I think you tap him on the shoulder like, hey, bro, like, you want to field trip? If you and your daughter could go over here and like take this thing out, it's cutting into my profits and I hate it. I appreciate that. Please and thank you.
It's a good point. Yeah, good point. Can I ask DJ and AK a serious question here? See the way Geralt said, remember in season 1 when he let the the fucking, I'm trying to think, what you know, the big bull-headed dude in the fire, and he was with the elves. Remember, he was getting food from the elves. I don't know the name of the creature, but do you remember when he said he only kills like aggressive creatures, or like creatures who show some sort of intelligence, like he'll also back off as well. Do you think he'd kill David if he met him? Because like no intelligence. Yeah.
I was wondering why I wasn't included in the damn question.
It's a Witcher. We're just asking questions, bro.
What was the Witcher question? I had to run away to
the original question, fandom, was what team do you think Sabrina's going to be on? Is she going to be helping Yennefer and Geralt and Ciri by the end
hell no. She's not helping them out.
She's against them, you think?
Yeah. Whoever is this, some other, the big bad this season, she's on their side.
You think she's deep.
I like it.
She's on Team Nilfgaard.
I like it, Nilfgaard.
Yeah, I mean, it's all perspective on who you think the good guys are, but I think they're trying to do what's best. Ciri just with Geralt, like, again, about running off and just living off the land as witchers, but he tells her about the girls and the experiment that was put on them and how dangerous that the situation is. She changed her tune real quick. That's why we must go to Aretuza. Like, Geralt's like, yeah, that's what I just said.
Quick, fast.
That was crazy. Then we see Fringilla out there just living her best life. Like, also she sees, like, she's picked up quite a tolerance for booze. Like, my girl is getting it. She's like,
I have a question.
What's up?
Well, maybe it's not just the booze, or her tolerance. She could be using magic.
Oh, she was acting like she was auditioning for Mages Gone Wild. Like, what?
Yeah. Do y'all think that she might be glamored?
No.
Because isn't she, like, when we saw her before, she was thicker, I think, than when they panned out the camera and showed her trying to get another drink in this set. But I could just not, have actually seen.
Oh, you think she's glamored herself to be better looking or skinnier or something? Or different looking?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know. I think they just made it look like she was all bigger because she's just been pounding nothing but wine and beer and alcohol the whole time, so it made her gain a bunch of weight. And maybe now, since she's still drinking a lot, but not quite as much as she was there, that maybe she's losing it. I don't know. I didn't get that, but you could be onto something. I don't know.
Who are we talking about? Fringilla? So I got cut off there. Sorry.
Yeah. What do you think, John? You think that's something? You think she's glamored or anything like that?
It's a very interesting take. I didn't even think about anything like that. That's possibly. I thought the show was doing it, like, I could be wrong in it, where they were doing it in the sense to show she's kind of lost her way. Like, so the way to do it is kind of, fatten her up and show she's been living a lesser life, kind of, I thought just from a visual aspect to show she's been through the shit.
Jake says maybe it's just the camera angle.
I'm surprised she's not drinking water. Like she's been locked up in a prison doing nothing but drinking wine tests to see if it's not poisoned for
Well,
knows
now
how long. I'll be drinking water for a good
now
minute.
she's an alcoholic.
You couldn't always drink water back then either. Like that was a staple thing. They drank wine or mead.
She's a mage, goddamn it! Just from a drop, and she could just refill it.
She's an undercover mage.
Yeah, but that was
Undercover,
funny.
she was doing it.
Right?
She was really,
The barkeeper she was drinking was worried because there was a shortage of ale, and Frangella's just right there, just filling the pitcher up with multiple different items, talking about, good thing I'm not a mage. Like, pay attention, fellas. Your problems could already be solved. Like, come on.
Best spell ever.
Her petty in that scene was so lovely and juicily delicious. Like, oh, y'all talking about this, huh? Oh, wait here. Look what I could do. This has something to do with a little bit of that. Oh, wait, we on to the next one? Okay, well, here's this glass of stuff. And her hidden wingman, meanwhile, is hidden somewhere behind a chair or something. You see this dude's hand will just like come up and snatch everything and put it in the bag.
That'd be a good way to lose weight.
What happened? What wingman?
Hmm?
What wingman?
There was a guy that came up and grabbed everything after like the last or the second to last.
The barkeep grabbed the pitcher and said, "Who keeps putting flowers in this thing?" and dumped it out and then filled it back up. That was the barkeep that did that.
No, there was someone else that pulled stuff off of the bar, like towards the other side of the bar where people would sit and order. Go back and watch that.
Nice. Yeah, I just noticed the bartender like, who keeps filling this up with flowers, dumping it down and then filling it back up. Like, how about the mage right in front of you? That's it. She then hears the reason that he's dry is the mage has bought all his ale for the big party coming up at Aretusa. And after hearing this, is that suddenly why she was so interested in hearing more about the boats fandom? Is she heading back to Aretusa?
Seems likely, and I'm guessing the only point of this scene is to highlight how she's probably going to go get back to Cahir. Because with Cahir told to Fringella, oh, we have like a mission. I'm guessing you have to do something with the boats. If not, what the hell?
That will be a good tie-in. That's another gripe I have for the end of the episode.
So you think it's more about you think she's going to head back to Cahir instead of Aretusa?
I think that's how they like reunite.
Is at Aretusa?
Yeah, dealing with these boats situation.
Oh, interesting. If so, like, do you think is she going to try to catch Ciri to get back with Emir's and Emir's good graces, or would she like side with the mages against him in the end? So you think she would even try to go get Ciri, or do you think she's just going straight back to Cahir?
First Cahir, and then decide whether or not. Well, if she helps with getting Ciri back, then automatically she can go back in his good graces.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, what if she just goes straight out to Aretusa to try to get Ciri herself and bring Ciri to Emir, and then that's how she gets back in his good graces?
But she doesn't know that Ciri is heading there, though.
What's that?
She doesn't know that Ciri's heading there, so that would be good for the plot to be, go and about the boat thing. Hopefully, Cahir and Fringilla has that mission, but doing something with the boats. And as you happen upon him, discuss that, the real mission is trying to get Ciri. And then, boom, get Ciri. Be back in his good graces.
I agree with Peter and Jake are saying in the chat. You know, it seems like a tracking device is in play there.
Interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's never do that again. I guess Geralt was right. Instant forgiveness or lazy writing, but I don't know. You make the call. That was done and done, and they're all back.
Uncle Yasker understood the assignment.
What
Make
was that?
fun, that's fine. But once it gets intimate, come on, we got to go back here. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. What was that scene with Yasker and Ciri going all mystery science theater on Geralt and Yennefer talking? Like, again, was that they just out of ideas and trying to limp across the finish line for this, or you get a first season on the second half of the season? Because that just seemed like a real filler scene.
Do you mean when they were lip syncing?
Yeah.
I love that
mystery science theater, making up their own words, what they were saying.
I think what people complained about in the earlier seasons was Jaskier and Siri like have a much closer relationship, and I think they were saying that's lacking in the show. Like, you know, it's like Geralt's always in the middle, and I think this scene was like their way to kind of, you know, be like, oh, really, we'll show a bit of it. But I can understand if you were just watching that fresh, it probably would come off quite strange, like because you're not used to them being like that. Whereas in the books and whatnot, that's like genuine camaraderie with them, like.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely. But yeah, Jake, I mean, if he's going to end up being the one who rules the entire continent and he's going to be the most powerful of them all, and you could have been his right-hand mage, like you would want to be back in that. I mean, you'd want to be back you'd want a seat at the table, I would think. I mean, Cahir did, but I don't know why Cahir would be so much more dedicated and loyal than she would. I mean, they both seem to be that way. Like they were all in on the White Flame, so maybe she's still that, just a loyalist to the end. I'm not sure. Yennefer isn't in the position to not forgive. Yeah, she needs all the friends and allies she can get at this point. After whooping Jaskier in cards, Ciri apologizes for him having to stay with her, and then she says she's tired. Did she fake going to sleep just so Jaskier could leave fandom?
Was she fake sleeping?
I don't know. Was she really tired and falling asleep because she's a young girl, or did she just read the situation like, this grown man wants to go kick it by the party or go do something else. He don't want to be trapped in this room with me. Let me just act like I'm sleeping so he can come kick it.
I mean, hell, that would get rid of Jaskier. By all means, fake sleep, Ciri.
What did Jaskier ever do to you?
Oh, the ultimate Jaskier hater. He sings her a lullaby, then hears a noise outside, and it's none other than Radovan, who slipped a security detail. And first of all, was Jaskier really going to use his loot and hit somebody, John? Like, what is that? And second, why is Jaskier catching so many feels about not being invited to the conclave? Like, he's neither a mage nor royalty. Like, why is he so... what's wrong with this guy? What's going on with that, John?
Because he's a fucking bard, man. Look at most musicians. Like, it's ego through the roof. Like, it's no offense. It's like, if you're going to write songs and play them on stage and have the kahunas, there's definitely an ego, like, and a belief. Do you know what I mean? It's all of that.
I'm surprising.
Yeah, it comes with the territory. If it was a meeting of fucking queens having cups of tea, he'd want to be there. If it was old people and they were the only one in the village, he'd want to wear the tiara. Like, he's a bard. It's an ego. Do you know? I'd be surprised if he didn't act that way.
Well, then the fact that he is a bard, is he really going to ruin his like famous instrument, whacking somebody over the head with it?
But he's also an idiot. He doesn't think about this shit, you know? I mean, he's like, I love Jaskier, but like, these are all facts. Like, he's never swung a weapon in his life. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, that's all he knows.
But none of that matters when La Passion takes over. And yeah, we all saw this coming a few episodes back. Those two end up making out, and true love is back upon Jaskier's lips. Oh, then Cahir meets with Francesca and tells her the bad news about Geladin, and she doesn't really trust him, but knows she doesn't really have much of a choice in the matter. So how's this going to work out? Is Francesca going to end up, like, is she going to end up working with Cahir, or is she going to end up turning on him, like, the second she gets a chance to, AK?
That my brain wants to say that's how everything's going to go, but judging from what we've seen here, I feel like that's too good of a continuation in the storyline at this point.
So they're just basically
what we
work
actually
together.
got.
So
yeah, I'm sorry, Richard.
You think the Queen Elf is just going to work with Cahir and they're just going to work for the White Flame, and that's going to be that? You don't think she's ever going to turn on him?
She very well might, but I want to say that she'll be assassinated before she could even figure out how to bring this information to the masses.
You think so, fandom? You think she's going to be assassinated? Is that the actual assignment that the White Flame gave to Cahir, is to go kill Francesca?
That's what I'm leading towards. It's like use her as much as you can to get Ciri, and once that's done, kill Francesca. Now, right now with Francesca, she kind of like has no choice but to team up with Cahir because she doesn't have any resources.
Are you along those lines, John? Is that how you feel it is? Do you think Francesca will ever find out that it was the White Flame that killed the baby and actually go ham and start killing his people? Maybe she's the one that kills Cahir?
Well, in any story in general, it's like you only introduce a plot point like that to bring it out at some stage. But with the way this writing is going, I don't know. Like, I hope they remember that plot point. For the record, you know what I mean? And if so, it's absolutely like, that has to be either a season finale banger or maybe next year banger. You know, that has to come out. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when Joffrey was the bastard in Game of Thrones. Like, you're like, yeah, it's coming out. Like, even if you didn't know shit, you're like, yeah, it's coming out. It's like, how are they going to use it? Like, I agree with David though as well. The desperation to be like, you're a prick, but I have to work with you because I have nothing else. And she's just so desperate in vengeance, where she's like, well, I'll do it.
Do you think the White Flame like sent Cahir out there to kill Francesca, John? Was that the mission that he gave him?
No, otherwise it'd be just in my opinion, I think it'd be pointless of his actions then to get him to stab Gear Elf. It would have been pointless for him to do that. Like, I know it was a test of loyalty when you can have the elves on your side here. Remember I was saying the other week where it's like, if he kills him and then he gets Cahir to go to Francesca to say, look, he was going to kill you. You thought this elf was with you. He was going to kill you. I saved you. The White Flame is your friend. That's the play I was looking for. So if anything, it was to get the elves on side, just to have more numbers in the Nilfgaardian war. Like.
Absolutely. Hey, Linda, how's it going? Good to see you out there. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, if he really wanted to kill Francesca, I mean, she was right there. He could have killed her right there, and I'm sure he had more men than the elves. He probably could have just taken them out. So I just think that's too obvious. I think there's something else. I think there was something else that he said. When he said Francesca, that's a really lofty aspiration. I think it would have been easy to kill her. So I think the lofty aspiration is something else. Now, is that maybe he wants to make her his wife, and maybe bring Ciri back and make that queen his new wife? And that's the lofty aspiration that he's trying to do? That'd be an interesting twist, I think.
Isn't she after Ciri as well for the elven blood and whatnot? So maybe if like King Emir kind of has, like, he's looking for Ciri, and it's like she's also looking for Ciri. So keep that motive close. He has two birds, one stone, kind of like.
Exactly. But I think the lofty aspiration he has is to make her his wife, and then maybe they do end up getting married, and then she finds out that he's the one that killed the elf and her baby, and she'll end up killing him. That'll be a whole start for season 4, maybe. I don't know. Let's see.
Some Game of Thrones shit. I like that.
What do you think their first mission is together? Like, what was on that paper Cahir handed him? Was it to catch Ciri, or was it something else, Phantom?
No, I'm still on the boats thing.
What about the boats?
Remember during the whole bar scene with Francesca?
I remember.
The boats were like missing. It had to do something with the boats.
So that's what was on that paper. The first mission was to get the paper or the boats.
Yep.
But that'd be weird that he mentioned something about Francesca though.
Yeah, because the whole thing is to ally yourself with Francesca.
Or Fringilla. That's Fringilla.
Oh, that's the other. Yeah.
Fringilla's the mage and Francesca's the elven queen. Yeah, I think they do that on purpose, make those names so close together. It's just crazy. Who do we think killed Dijkstra's messenger? Like the guy that was riding through the woods trying to memorize what Dijkstra told him to tell the Navy Admiral, and he got an arrow through the throat. So it's probably a good thing. That way because the way he was rambling on about needing reinforcements out of Aretuza around dawn, he was definitely letting the plot out. So who do we think killed that guy, John?
I like you pick out me on that bad boy. Yeah, well, Dijkstra has a lot of enemies, as you say. He is the spy master. Upon seeing that first glance, my thing would absolutely go with, as you say, Stregobor. But seeing as we're all on the Vilgefort's a piece of shit. I think Vilgefort has his hand in more pies than it lets on. Like, I'd say it's the Brotherhood. I know that's a crazy shout. Brotherhood.
So the Brotherhood knew that he was coming, and it's the Brotherhood that took him out?
Yeah, because Dijkstra's actually going up there to straighten the Brotherhood out originally. You know, that's what they were talking about. Like, to see they're like, there's something's going on up there in Aretuza. Go fix it or scout it out what's happening. So it makes sense why they're kind of going against them.
What if it's Philippa playing all sides and making sure that she can jump anywhere she needs to go on, depending on how things pan out? What if it was Philippa killing him?
Down for that play. I'm 100% down for that type of play. 100% down for that.
Chick Cruz says it was just a stray arrow from another scum hunter, from a drunk.
Tis but the flesh wound.
Oh, that would be amazing if they did that round. Are they really going to attack after their party when all the mages are still wasted and hungover, AK? Is there going to be a big attack after the party?
That could happen.
mean, that's
It
what they're
wouldn't
making
be
it
the
sound
first
like.
time. Yeah, another double cross happening in the shadows that we're not seeing.
And it sounds like Dijkstra's the one that's planning all that to go down. Is that what you got out of that, John?
Oh yeah, Dijkstra. I might account that one. Dijkstra's the man, DJ. Don't let your hate perceive you that he's a fucking idiot because you don't like him. You asked me that on purpose because it's 100%. Yeah, I like Dijkstra,
Dijkstra's
not
doing it.
Dijkstra. Dijkstra.
So Dijkstra's going to attack Aretuza at dawn, fandom?
All these names, I forgot who the hell Dijkstra.
Dijkstra is the one that was getting whipped by Philippa.
Oh, no, I don't
Spanky.
think. No, what was the
Spanky. Just call him
question?
Spanky.
Spanky, yeah, we'll call him Spanky.
So what was the question then?
Is Spanky the one who is Spanky putting on plans to have Aretuza attacked at dawn?
I don't think to get tagged. It's something else.
I think that's what the deal with all the boats that you're talking about is. I think he's got the admiral going to attack because Aretuza is out there on the water. I think he's going to have the admiral with all his fleets attack him, and that's how they're going to try to start the war and attack Aretuza is by the water and the fleets. I don't think it's going to be an army walking in. I think the boats are going to come in and start dropping bombs. What do you think about that, John?
I think that's a great show. I like how there's a great pickup on the votes by the two years as well. As I like how it's any angle where on one moment you are saying is it Cahir and Francesca, and then on the other one you're like, wait, this is Spanky kind of thing. Like I'm liking the play. Like they're the favourites between them two. Do you know what I mean? After which one you fuckers is it? Unless we got another plot spin coming in. Do you know what I mean? The way this right is going, you never know. It's probably another big plot they forgot coming in.
You never know. So then Triss meets Istrid in an underground tunnel she didn't even know was there, and she tells him there's monsters among them, and she grabs him and uses a locator spell to try to find the book that he's been looking for, that book of monoliths. They both get a flash of it, but I couldn't really tell where that was. Could you make anything out, AK?
Testing. Can y'all hear me?
There you are. Now I hear you.
Oh shoot. Okay. I didn't hear what the question was because my mic had cut off for a second.
Triss went down and met Istra in an underground tunnel, and basically they did a locator spell to try to find that book of monoliths he's been looking for. And they both got a flash, but I couldn't really tell where that flash was or where, like, what they were showing. I was wondering, could you make anything out?
Yeah, nothing. I slowed it down as much as was possible.
It just looked like it was in a golden room. It looked like it was like in a gold vault or a gold vault room or some kind of gold room, which makes me think some kind of palace. But is it a place we haven't seen yet? Or what about you, John? Could you make anything out of that?
Oh, nothing. No, that got me. I'd love to add something to it. That got me as well. It was like it's just being flashy here. It's just annoying you, to be honest with you. So we're just going to show you something obscure. Unless you pick something out from it.
No, I have no idea. It's not a place I don't think we've seen yet. I think, like I said, it was just gold, so it makes me think it has to be in some kind of like kingdom or something. Yeah, maybe the Nilfgaard locks and vaults. Who knows? But yeah, that was kind of wild. Yen tells Geralt about her attack, and they both come up with like it must be Strogobor behind it. And I'm still not so sure. Do you think who do we think's the number one culprit that may have attacked Yen with those things, fandom? Do you think Strogobor had something to do with it, or is it somebody else completely?
For them to both say it was Strogobor, I'm like, okay, it's not Strogobor.
It has to be somebody else, right?
It has to be. Like them to say, oh yeah, it has to be this person. Like every time in like every other story, oh, it's this person, that person, this person. Next thing you know, everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's this person in the next episode, or this one the following scene. Then it turns out it's not him. He's been blackmailed. It's been someone else. So it can't be him. Most likely it's the last person you would guess. So far it's either her. But in terms of like the portal thing, I'm recanting what I said earlier. I don't think she would do that because that illusion pretty much was trying to go and kill Yennefer. So it probably wasn't her doing it. So probably her main squeeze who did it.
I don't know. I think she might. Like I said, she thinks she's so onto it, and we already see how cold she's become. So, yeah, I don't. Maybe get rid of Yennefer, and then she has no blocks at being able to kill Ciri whenever the time comes to be able to get rid of Ciri. I don't know. I think Testia is up to some evil shit. She was just too heartless when it came to those prodigies going missing and bleeding blood on the wall. She just had no fucks to give about it.
Hater. Sorry, I have a cough.
It looks like they're ready to drop a huge cliffhanger as everyone heads to the ball, and we know it's just about to go down up in there. Like, I can't wait to see what happens at this ball. But Philippa and Dijkstra are looking for answers, and they're ready to go like Mad King on them and just burn them all after they get them. So I can't wait to see how these two get down afterwards. Like, it's about to get down at this ball. Then we see Triss and Istrid seem to have a plan, and they're like, they want to see who's harming the novices, so they're coming into the ball with a completely different angle. Like, do you have any idea who might be harming those novices, AK? Who's taking the novices?
I don't know because why haven't they tried to go after Yen yet? And it's a really good observation from the person that found it. But what are you actually going to do with all that information, though?
Well,
did anyone else hear that?
Yep, I was shocked.
What was it?
What was it? I was like, what in the hell? Where did that come from?
Shut up.
It was John.
Shut up. I took a sip of me drink, yeah. I apologize.
So what's up, fandom? Do you have any idea who's harming the novices, who's stealing the hearts, or who's taking them and performing all these different experiments on them?
They're looking for Tessia.
You might be right. What about you, John? Are you on that? Do you have any guesses who's stealing all these novices and bringing harm to them?
Like, on Witches on the whole Stregobor, it's like the eyes are on him, where it's like it can't be you because that's just shite. Like if it is you, and Witches on that, like it's so obvious. Vilgefort's I can't go on the Tizzy stuff. Do you know what I mean? Just no one, or even though it's not looking good for the way you make these arguments. Vilgefort possibly, as you said the other week, he's kind of quiet with this shit where he could be a beast. Or as AK was saying as well, like the wizard, so to speak, would be another show as well.
That would be crazy if it ends up being the wizard from the other show. That would be such a sick callback and a great tie-in. I would love that.
It's a great show. It's a great show. That's AK. All credit to AK.
I would see him walking into a room with like all the sachet swaying with a theme song, like Dude on the Boat.
Like Shaq. Tessie and Vilgefort made their way into Tess, and Tess was feeling a little uneasy about something. Do you have any ideas what it may have been, fandom? What was bothering Tessie when her and Vilgefort went walking into the conclave?
Something was bothering them? It seemed like they were planning something.
No, Tessio came down, and Vilgefort was like, "You ready for this?" And she's like, "Not even in the slightest." She did not want to go in there. She knows it's about to go down. Like, you have any idea what's going to happen when they go in there?
Negative. It seemed like with them and a whole bunch of other like characters, like don't really know what they've got planned for this conclave, really.
But something is definitely coming. They've all got different plans, and it's all gonna come to a head at the ball. Then we see Geralt and Yennefer just dressed to the nines and looking smoking hot. And like I said, we just need to keep Yen in this dress for the rest of the season. I mean, that would help it tremendously right there.
Yes,
and
please.
That coat Henry was dope as well. Like, I was all for the way they were dressed to the nines, looking hot.
The drip was strong.
Absolutely.
In that scene.
I was all for it. Man. Let's just keep them like this. So the two make their way to the conclave, and again, you just know it's about to go down. Like, do we think there will be a major event at the conclave, or is it going to go down afterwards when everybody's wasted, John?
No, I think they're just going to have a few drinks, talk about how they're all friends now and they're all together, and then you go home safe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all being their best selves. Be best.
And it land on the
they're being their best selves and making it known that they don't want to hold Ciri there captive.
Yeah, and it'll end with bonds and friendship really matter or something, and be like, you're real happy song. That's what I think. What do you think will happen? No, shit's about to hit the fucking fan. Are you kidding me? Like, reveal who this fucker is that's doing it.
It's about to go down. Are we going to get the reveal of who power is? Who's really running the scene and who corrupted that portal?
Yeah, we're getting a fucking cliffhanger. Don't do that.
I mean, it is going to be episode 5 where the first part ends, so wouldn't be surprising.
I thought there was 4 and 4, so I thought this was the cliffhanger, getting ready to walk into the ball. Like, ooh, what's going to happen in there? Like, I thought that was the cliff, so it's going to get even worse. Like, I have a whole nother episode to wait to see what happens. Like, good God. I'm glad we don't have to wait another week, and we're just going to go ahead and knock it out this Thursday so I can get right back on it and see what happens. Oh, man, all in all, what did you think about this episode, AK?
I could have been better, but they didn't consult me.
Yeah,
How dare they? So are we using a scale?
Sure. What was it?
1 to 5, 1 to 10.
Yep.
Okay. So if it's 1 to 10, I'll go with a low 7.2.
7.2. How about you, fandom? Where are you at with it? How'd you think of this episode?
Still 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Like the first episode, I think I gave like an 8 or so.
Yeah,
It just went downhill after that.
First episode was definitely the best. Yeah, it's been a rough go. I give this one like a 4 out of 10. I was just not impressed with this one. I'm like, what the hell is going on? How about you, John? What'd you think of this episode?
The writing won, and it's being generous there. Because it confused me more than it did. And the more you watch it, the more confused you get. Normally, that's not the way it's supposed to fucking be. You're supposed to be impressed with it. Like, oh, you got me. No, I was confused watching it when I told you I partially watched it before this. What the fuck? Like, I'm worse off than I was. So I give it a 1. I give Geralt's quips and directness a 1, like 1 point. I give Yennefer's dress. I give that a 2. And then I give Tizia's acting another 1. So I give it a steady 5 out of 10.
Ah, great. You did better than me. You liked it better than I did. Yeah, I should probably give an extra point just for Yen's dress there at the end. That was pretty cool. That and the way that she outmaneuvered Dijkstra in his own house. Those two alone, those were pretty tight. I'll give him another point for that. We'll bring it up to a 5 out of 10. Hope it gets better from there. We're going to see if anybody remembers anything from the show. We got just a few trivia questions. If you know these answers, put them in the chat box. If you're watching later, write them in the comment section down below. How long did the White Flame say he'd known Kahir?
12 years.
How long did who know what?
How long did the White Flame say he'd known Kahir?
I say 10.
It's an abstract answer. I'll give you that.
A year.
Yeah, I don't got it.
If you know that answer, put it in the comment section or put it in the chat box down below. What did Artorios and Strogobor compare Yennefer to? When Yennefer
like a flamethrower, or
when she first came back, what did she do?
So that's why you didn't answer my thing earlier. I was like, they were calling us something.
I said, yep, you should have known right then and there. Absolutely. Oh, what did Artorias and Strogobor compare Yennefer to when she was up there talking? You know that one right in the chat box? Question 3, where did Tessia tell the novices, where did Tessia say the novices were relocated at? Where did Tessia tell the novices to relocate for the conclave? When Triss was worried about them and said they were gone, she says, no, I relocated them for the conclave. Where did she say she relocated them to?
It's that real shit, isn't it, man? When people log on to streams and you think everyone on the panel knows their shit, and then DJ just strips us apart to silence and idiots, like, just really brings us right back down to earth real quick, doesn't it?
Those were tough ones. Those are tough ones. Let's get an easier one, see if we can answer this one. Vilgefortz gave Tessia a bracelet. He said it was for protection. She said she thinks it's for what?
The tracker.
Incorrect. Oh, Jake got one.
That's just what we think it is.
Artorios and Strogobor, you're close enough, Jake. We'll give you that one. They compared her to a bad fungus.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's right. He said that right at the end too. Like a fungus.
Yeah, and then he said fungus after that. Absolutely.
And he was smiling while saying it. So the game is afoot, and he sees it.
He was disgusted. And you're absolutely right. He said it was for protection. She said she thinks it's for love. Jake, absolutely knocking it out. Well done, you. Killing it. Oh, what did the ferryman say the wild hunt meant?
An omen for war.
It was an omen for war. Absolutely. There we go. Getting back on track.
Good job, fandom.
What was the lead singer's name that traveled with our band of heroes? What was the lead singer of the band's name?
What's your man's name? Nick Carter. Backstreet Boys, no? Is that Backstreet Boy?
Oh, I don't think that's his. No, but I got it. Anybody
Nicholas
remember what his
Tahir,
name was?
sorry.
Yasker called him out. What was that man's name?
Fernando or something. Fucking shit. I'm trying.
Oh.
This is what my brain is coming out. My mouth is just moving fast.
Speaking of, what wrong name did the singer call Yasker when seeing him? What did the singer call Yasker?
Come on, David.
I don't know.
Oh, they hate the names. They hate the names.
That's the quiz master we hate. That's the names.
Can't
Can't get shit right around you, man.
She said, bring back some names. We got some names. Oh, yeah. Speaking of names, what was the name of the monster that Siri slayed?
Oh, damn it. I knew you were going to ask that and I did not write it down.
What was the name of the monster that Siri slayed?
This is a true shame on me because they're like level fucking 5 enemies in the game. They become an annoyance like at some point. This is a shame on me.
I thought you might get it because, yeah, you are usually pretty good with the names of the monsters.
I know you just outed me to say John doesn't remember
I know,
shit.
they
Yeah,
said
love
it,
coming on this.
It doesn't
Love it.
swim. Oh, stupid. It doesn't swim. That's so dumb. I don't know why they jumped in my head. But it doesn't do a lot of things except completely like screw people up.
It makes you feel better. I should absolutely smash this one, and I'm not. So fair play.
Here we go. We got another one. What was the name of the witch that personally requests the singing troupe? What was the name of the witch that personally requested the singing troupe?
That wasn't that bitch Sabrina, was it?
Ah, yes, it absolutely was.
What was?
Knocked
She
it
just
out.
seems like the type, doesn't she? It was a guess out. I was like, you seem like the type to do that.
That's so funny. Extra credit if you can say her last name.
The teenage
Got a
witch.
last
Gosh.
name.
Where's she from?
She does have a last name because the singer said it, the last name. It was Sabrina so-and-so who requested us.
I got one fucking question right in the ads on now.
The teenage witch?
Extra credit, that's all. You can get extra points.
Oh, just let me get the credit, man. Jesus.
Oh, Jake
I won't get a mortgage at this rate, man. Let me get the credit.
Jake had it too. It was Sabrina. Yep, the bard said her full name. Oh, speaking of,
Melissa Leinhart.
So if it was Sabrina that requested this troop, is she up to something at this? Is she going to be trying to plan something? Is she going on some red wedding shit? Is this a special kind of troop?
What, Sabrina?
Yeah, Sabrina trying to plan some red wedding shit, like bringing this special band up here. Like they said, it was her that requested them specifically. So, what's really going on?
I don't know. Was any of them band members from Coldplay? Because then I'd be suspicious because they were in the fucking red wedding, the little fuckers.
Jake said I also got the monster. I'll give that to you. You spelled it wrong. That's why I didn't say anything, Jake. But Aneshna, yeah, you just spelled it completely wrong. But yep, it was Aneshna. We'll give you that. Well done, you. I spelled it phonetically. We'll give you that. Phonetically.
Shut up, Jake.
We'll give that one to you. He's like, give me my points.
Well done, Jake. Well done.
We won't be that.
He's come back to me stream.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I didn't even think about that before. But if Sabrina's the one who absolutely requested this troop, like she might be planning some vicious red wedding type stuff going down at this ball and taking something out because she just doesn't seem real happy with what's going on either. So she said she can't trust anybody, and when she's the one who said it, maybe the one we can't trust is her. So she's about to pull something with this troop that she brought out. Why would they bring her name up specifically? We were requested by this witch. Well, okay, why do we need to know that? Unless it's going to mean something.
Yeah.
So,
I agree with that.
That might be onto something right there.
And she's the only one to slap the shit out of Siri as well.
How long was the bar Fringilla was visiting going to be out of beer? How long was that tavern that Fringilla was at going to be out of beer, did they say?
Until the conclave was over?
They said a specific time frame.
Yeah, it was something with shipping.
How long did they say they were going to be out of beer?
Hey Siri, how long were you going? Oh, am I on the
10 hours?
Oh,
Maybe?
that is incorrect. Everybody knows that. Write in the comment section or put in the chat box down below. And last
2
but not-
months. Oh, you said that.
What's that?
2 months.
2 months is incorrect.
Jake, you prick. The one time I steal your answer.
This is the wrong one. Ain't that it? Oh, and last but not least, what were their pennies called? What were pennies called where they were at?
What were pennies called? Dinars.
Fucking hell, coppers.
Yeah, coppers.
Right.
Hey, don't be leaning into my answer, man, unless it's wrong.
He said, I'll give you my 2, meaning that they were the same thing as pennies. What were they called? The asker said, I'll give you my 2.
Cents.
That's what it was. That's the term they're going off of, but what did they call them? Anybody knows where to
I
go?
don't know.
Don't laugh at the answers. It makes me insecure, DJ.
Oh, but that is going to do it for us. Since we're coming on track and since they just dropped the second half of the season, we're just going to keep this party moving and go right back into episode 5 on Thursday. So you guys make sure you get that one watched, and we will be right back with that on Thursdays, getting it in. Any last questions or any last comments out the door?
Better be Tessia.
Better be Tessia. Goodness. You know, they are definitely moving differently than it seems they should now. That quest for power, or for more power, is gonna effectively destroy them, I think.
Who? Who's gonna destroy who?
Sounds like every fantasy story I've
Oh,
ever heard.
Well, the wizard faction.
The mages?
Yeah.
Feel it. Oh man, so that's gonna do it for us. I hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Until we see you on Thursday. Be easy, everybody.
Bye.